Hi, my name is Ellie Ray. I use they them pronouns, and I am now 241 days sober. Today is fine. It was fine. I had a frustrating doctor appointment. I don't really want to go into it except that I've been having a lot of pain in my jaw, and this person was pretty dismissive of the incredible amount of pain I've been in since someone tried to unhinge my jaw 6 years ago. Uh, Immediately, this doctor comes in and says, "You probably don't even know you're doing it to yourself, but I do it too." So, like, he didn't even ask me where the pain begins or what triggers it. I don't know. Like, I was so clearly written off as some anxious, I don't know, stupid little AFAB. It was weird because his assistant or nurse or something like that, she seemed to be the one that dismissed me right away. And like, she was younger than me, which doesn't mean anything. I know that doctors of all ages do a great job. She just wouldn't even make eye contact, and at one point she was like, if you had a magic coin, where would you want to put it to make your pain go away? And I felt like the fact that it continues down into my neck and like has caused pain and pressure on my skull and has made it hard to think and talk and sleep and eat, like, I feel like none of that was taken seriously. And I don't know, it was just frustrating, and it felt like a waste of my time, especially at the end of the appointment when the doctor said, well, not a complete waste of time. He's going to referred me to a PA to do some work with TMJ, or I don't know, whatever I seem to be doing to my job that is my fault. Like, wow, I could have just been relaxing it this whole time, and I was totally in control of it? Pfft, silly me. I just like to go into these doctor appointments for fun. If anyone, I don't know, everyone likes to focus on what gives them an excruciating amount of pain. When I was 14, I was diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome, and it took me like, I think, over a year before anyone took it seriously because I was 14. But I was writing novels every day. I was spending over an hour in front of my computer typing all the time, and they just could not possibly believe that a 14-year-old would be doing that, writing novels. And again, they blamed me. They said it was my fault. And finally, I got a physical therapist that seemed to know what she was doing and took me seriously. I don't know why doctors even get into the positions that they do if they're going to immediately come in and try to get you out of the room as soon as possible after having told you that your pain isn't there. Like, do a lot of patients come in just wanting attention? I don't see that being a very lucrative idea with insurance, and most people have full-time jobs. Like, why would you take time off of work just to, I don't know, fuck around? Anyway, my frustration, on top of, I don't know, I was frustrated with the other doctor appointment yesterday. I know that a lot of the stuff that I need help with medically is going to take a little time. I don't know, I just feel like I've done a lot of the effort and work on my own, and it would be like fucking sweet to be relieved. I'm at halfway here sometimes. I have trauma therapy on Friday. I don't know, I feel like the urge to whine. I feel the urge to be really pissy. I feel like calling myself entitled because I might be kind of entitled right now. Like, I should be so lucky that I have the time and the type of insurance I do through the state where I can go to so many doctor appointments, even if it's a waste of my time and they don't even like physically examine me at all. I'm just frustrated. there gets to be that point, I guess, or there always has been for me, like, where I get to a certain level of good. Like, I've been trying hard, I've been working hard, I have been keeping on my shit, and there's a little bit of me that feels, I don't know, resentful, or like I want praise, or I don't know. I found myself whining to some friends lately who are also going through their own shit, you know. I flat out ranted to my boyfriend last night about stuff that it didn't, like, I was complaining about inexperienced people in improv and, like, repetitive mistakes that they make all the time, and that's just super judgmental of me, and definitely comes from a place of insecurity right now, because I don't know, I'm feeling kind of insecure regarding my improv, just because of the nervousness with my speech and the difficulty I've been having articulating my thoughts. I'm just frustrated. I'm frustrated with myself. I'm frustrated with not feeling better. I'm frustrated with my social anxiety, you know, that comes and goes. I'm frustrated with the self-talk in my head. And I'm frustrated that I can't just be fucking proud of myself, you know? The only thing that matters every day is that I stay sober, and I'm doing that. I am fucking doing that. Today I put a can of cat food in my hoodie when I was at the local bodega, and I really like the guys that own the local bodega, and it's an independent store. So my first major addiction is alcoholism, my second is cutting, my third is stealing and lying to other people. Either to get away with things, or, I don't know, because I feel entitled, or mainly it's just that I feel resentful. Like, I used to steal a lot as a early teenager because my family was really violent and mean, and so I would steal their stuff, and I just would not give a shit, you know, that it was theirs, because I felt like that, you know, that I was entitled to do that because they were violent, or you know, they put me in really dangerous positions, so that was my way of getting power over them somehow. And I don't want to feel too, like, guilty about any of that, but just that was a very unhealthy beginning to how I deal with my problems with other people. I think I mentioned this the other day, that there's this worry of mine that I'm way more immature than I ought to be at this age, because there's this theory that you stop developing maturity-wise once you start using, and I started using at 13. So there's part of me that, like, wonders if I missed huge milestones of, like, figuring things out when you're 15, 16. And I also jumped the gun and dated people in their mid-20s or older, you know, by the time that I was 16, and had to spend a lot of my time lying and acting mature and covering things up, and basically just so that I could live this second life away from my family. And honestly, to this day, I don't regret doing that, because it gave me some headspace to kind of, like, to do creative work and to get away from how mean the voices in my head were. Not like I would be told that I was shit and annoying and obnoxious and just not very likable. And I mean, those people in their 20s who dated me, they were creepy, but they made me feel pretty likable. And I thought I was super duper in control. It's funny that right now I'm insulting myself for being what I'm worried is immature, when I'm just, like, I don't have a lot of day-to-day practical life stuff figured out just yet. But I mean, I wasn't a 25, 26, 27-year-old dating someone 8 to 10 years younger than me. I mean, I don't know if that's immature or just really fucking rude. Like, I know for a fact that I was 16. I have journals from that time. I was not, like, I looked older, but I was definitely not one of those teenagers that, you know, like, I still watch cartoons. I'm shitting on myself today a lot. I'm upset with myself for trying to pocket the can of cat food. And the guy at the bodega was like, "What are you doing?" And I, pulled it out and paid for it, like, no big deal. But, like, he was just like, why are you doing that? And I mean, I was grateful that he didn't call the cops, but I immediately got defensive and was like, "Well, what, do you want to look through all my bags and stuff? Because there's nothing in there." And there was part of me that was like, dude, it's a can of cat food. I come in here all the time. Why is it a big deal? But, like, why is that my freaking attitude? That's still theirs. Like, I don't know. I'm not super proud of that move today, and I'm not really sure where it came from. It felt like it came from a very immature, entitled place. Like, so what if I spend all of my EBT money there and, like, I come in there every day, whatever. Like, those guys have been nice enough to spot me sometimes when I have run out of money on my card and I'm trying to get food, or, just in general, they've been kind, I think. I mean, anyway. I started this video about to be very apologetic for how frustrated I am with the world and other people, but, I mean, thank God it comes down to that I am just frustrated with myself. Like, get over your moods, have some goddamn appreciation for all the projects you have going on instead of whining, and, stop resenting that you have trauma, because, I don't know, you at least have access to therapy, and, I mean, you're doing the sobriety thing. So, yeah. What a downer post. I think one of my favorite things to do is be hard on myself and to yell at myself, because then I don't get too comfortable with being happy or successful. And maybe that's kind of like they tell you to raise yourself, once you are dealing with your trauma and sobriety and stuff like that. And, God, maybe I just miss my parents. At least I haven't been violent towards myself. I think that might have been what led to me trying to pocket a $1 can of cat food today. Like, I mean, I had the dollar to take care of it. I don't have a lot of dollars, but, like, there's part of me that's like, well, I haven't been drinking. I haven't been smoking weed. I haven't been looking for other recreational drugs. I haven't been an asshole outwardly to other people. I've wanted to cut for a little over a week now, and I haven't done that. So, last night I was praying to my higher power, the squirrel holding the cupcake, that I can just fucking give up. I don't know if I meant suicide-wise. This is really fucking hard. This is really goddamn fucking hard, and I am impatient, and, like, I only escaped everything that I was dealing with at the beginning of June, right? Like, up until then, I was still afraid of my living situation. I was homeless when I wasn't afraid of my living situation. Being homeless was safer. I don't know. I should probably sign off, because I'm probably just whining now too. But my horoscope says that I will have a fun social evening. So hopefully I will make more cupcakes. I will calm down. And I will be mindful of not just whining at my boyfriend, especially since this will probably be the last time I see him until the end of the month. So, I don't know. I have faith that I'm going to feel better, that things are going to be fine. I hope. Anyway. To be a bit of a hypocrite, if you're ever feeling this sort of way, I would recommend writing a gratitude list. There are so many things in my life that I'm very grateful for. I'm just pissy that things feel hard and that I'm in a lot of pain because of tension, and I can't use any of my old coping mechanisms to relieve the tension. I don't know, I took it out of my eyebrows and now they look kind of cool. Anyway. I need to eat something today. That might also be why I'm cranky in a little space right now. So, peace out.